Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 7 p.m. English newscast on Info Television. We kickstart with our top stories. A presidential decree convening the electoral colleges had been made public, and regional elections in Cameroon would hold on November 30, 2025. A retrospect of the past 5 years since the election held will be looked at in this newscast. And a 3-day workshop kicked off in Yaoundé this 2nd September to strategize on how to better tackle challenges in the area of road development. The workshop is pioneered by Minister Emmanuel Nganu Njumesi. Those were our lead stories. Details right ahead. Welcome back. Regional elections in Cameroon will be held on Sunday, November 30, 2025, marking 5 years since the first one was held. The Electoral College voted for regional councillors for a period of 5-year mandate. Looking back, the newsroom got the views of citizens on how they assessed this in the past 5 years. Let's watch. Local representatives will in 2 months' time vote to appoint councillors in all 10 regions made up of delegates and traditional rulers. After the 2021 ever regional elections in Cameroon, some citizens believe these past years didn't meet all their expectations. I don't think I'm the only one who does not feel the impact of the presence of regional elections, but I think it's not anyone's fault because I believe the regional elections were linked to the implementation of decentralization. So, as decentralization is not yet really implemented to maybe 60 or 50%, we feel that the regional elections does not really serve a big deal. The development of various regions being a primary reason for this election translates to others that, to an extent, development has been witnessed on the field, even though this year needs more input as far as the organization is concerned. The implementation of the regional elections since 2020, we see that there is a little effectiveness on the field because there are roads at the level of the regions that were built, and the transfer of competence is effective because on the field there are roads and rural electrification is equally present. Electrification rural. Worth noting, the regional election put into action a 1996 law that promised decentralized government but was never enacted. Thus, all divisional headquarter heads look forward to coordinating the polls come November. As we draw close to the presidential election on October 12, voter cards remain unidentified in electoral branches in Yaoundé. Though some citizens have been able to collect their cards, others report of the unavailability of theirs. In this report, our reporter raises the concerns about voter participation on that day. Let's watch.
As the countdown to the presidential election fast approaches, thousands of voters' cards at the Yaoundé 3 Council branch and other Elekam branches remain unclaimed, with only slow trickle of citizens coming forward to claim them. Frustration is shared by voters as delays in the availability of voters' cards continue to raise doubt about whether every citizen will have their card in hand before election day. I came to withdraw my voter's card and my card reader. Upon arrival, they took my receipt. And said I should come at 3 p.m. They searched extensively but could not find my card. I was told to come back in September because my card is not yet available. Even if the card is delayed, I will still exercise my right to vote. I will use the receipt if necessary. You want change and we want to vote now. No matter the obstacles, I am determined to make my voice heard. I made my electoral card at the barrier, but I still haven't received it. I was told to return between September 7th and 8th to collect it. Citizens continue to hope for a peaceful and transparent election, while many are yet to collect their voting cards. God should grant us good health so that elections can be held in peace. May we remain strong so that we can face this important moment together as a nation. We want the election to proceed smoothly. We pray for peace and hope there will be no violence. We wish for calm and fair process for everyone. However, many remain hopeful that the voters' cards will be timely distributed ahead of the October 12 presidential election. While intending to exercise their right to vote, many have been expressive over their wish for a peaceful and mostly transparent election.
And as you heard in one of our lead stories, the Minister of Public Works, Emmanuel Nganu Njumesi, is spearheading a 3-day workshop in Yaoundé, which commenced this September 2, 2025. The event brings together experts, partners, and stakeholders to review road plan of action and strategize for improvement, as you tell us in this report, Mimitiobo.
The Minister of Public Work, Emmanuel Nganu Njumesi, is hosting a 3-day workshop seminar in Yaoundé, starting September 2nd, 2025. The event brings together a delegation of road construction experts, partners, and stakeholders to review the road plan of action. The workshop aims to discuss progress, challenges, and strategies for improvement in roads development projects.
Falaise de Chang, after the road slide that we had, we are advancing on the side. A temporary road has already been constructed to enable vehicles from 30 tons to pass on that road while we are walking. Right now, we are doing prefabrication of concrete elements that has to be used, because we have difficulties now because the heavy rains are falling. So we are doing some work to permit us before the dry season. We should go as fast to reconstruct a new road by the side.
During the seminar, the minister emphasized the importance of developing effective maintenance and rehabilitation strategies for the national roads network.
You can say that everything is moving well in the Falaise of Chang. And before the start of the dry season, we will start with the construction of the box culvert and the filling of the earth to put the tar on the side that has been collapsed.
This initiative underscores the ministry's commitment to improving the country's roads, ensuring they are safe, efficient, and supportive of economic growth and development.
And now let's talk back to school, as parents across the country are putting the finishing touches on the preparations as the 2025-2026 school year kicks off in just a few days. From school supplies to enrollment, families are setting clear plans for their children's education. Details in this report.
The new school year starts on September 8th, 2025 for pupils and students. Parents are preparing in different ways to ensure their children have a successful school year, including securing financing for their education. The country is hard. We keep struggling from time to time. We have no choice. We fight so that our children and ourselves can have a better future. Even though we lack financial means, we don't have bank accounts, but we rely on our friends and keep pushing forward. Cameroon has seen good times in the past, and we believe it can do well again. It wasn't easy. The holidays were very hard, especially for me. But by the grace of God, we managed to save a little so that the child could go to school. While many parents in Cameroon are carefully planning for their finances due to the current economic situation, psychological preparation for the new school year remains equally important. On the psychological level, I do this on the eve of their return. I try to talk to everyone, attend meetings and participate in the discussions. Some parents are also focusing on spiritual preparation, each choosing their own approach. On the spiritual level, the most important thing is prayer. Every morning and evening, we entrust her life and ours to God. We pray a lot for our child, asking God to protect her from harm, from accident, misfortune, or anything negative.
Tout ce qui est négatif, quoi.
The stage is set for parents to closely monitor their children, ensuring they are well prepared to face the new school year with confidence.
Still on Back to School, we take you to the Mokolo market where vendors of school gadgets in wheelbarrows say they face numerous challenges ranging from limited space and harsh weather conditions. Our reporter Agnes Ayok visited the market this September 2 and brought back the following reports.
In the vibrant Mokolo market in Yaoundé, a unique group of entrepreneurs can be found selling books, pens, pencils, and other school gadgets in wheelbarrows. These vendors, often referred to as wheelbarrow booksellers, face numerous challenges in their daily quest to make a living. Visiting the Mokolo market on September 2nd, 2025, those selling school gadgets in wheelbarrows say their challenges are enormous. It's normal that there are difficulties because we are on the road. It's a public road. Automatically, when the law asks us to leave, we leave. I have been doing this activity of selling school materials for 5 years now, but this particular year is very slow. Unlike other years, we do not know if it is because it is an electoral year. The harsh weather conditions, such as rain, sun, and even dust, are usually disturbing factors for the vendors. They struggle to cover their materials, especially when there is rain, to prevent them from getting damaged. We are in September. It is normal that from time to time the rain comes to disturb. The sun equally bothers the customers. We face difficulties with the market authorities. We do a lot of fighting with them. At times, they refuse us from placing our wheelbarrows, asking that we liberate the place. Despite these challenges, the wheelbarrow gadget sellers in Mokolo market remain resilient and determined. While they face numerous challenges, their dedication to providing access to school gadgets is commendable.
A two-day workshop kicked off on September 1, 2025 with the objective of promoting education for all. The events, which held at the Center Regional Delegation for Basic Education, brought together various education stakeholders and discussions centered around how to better implement inclusive education. Mimi Tiobo has the details.
The objective of the two-day workshop seminar starting on September 1st, 2025 in Yaoundé at the delegation is education for all. The National Policy of Inclusive Education in Cameroon is a governmental plan aimed at developing the provision of inclusive education in Cameroon. This workshop highlights and ensures that children with special needs have access to equitable, inclusive and quality education, as well as the development of professional skills and opportunities for lifelong learning in an adapted, healthy and protective environment.
Nous voulons déjà remercier le professeur Serge Alain Etuningwa, ministre de l'Éducation de base.
We will first of all thank Professor Laurent Serge Etuningwa, the Minister of Basic Education, to have taken upon himself to defend this national inclusive policy, which on a practical plan will permit that education be revised. I will want to indicate that this workshop on extension will go through the level of calling actors of this chain to better apply this governmental policy practically.
À pouvoir mieux s'impliquer pour que cette politique gouvernementale soit pratique.
To attain the objective of this workshop, a review of what has been done and what needs to be done was conducted to ensure that all children, regardless of their ability or disabilities, have access to education.
The objective of this floor is to bring everybody together in order to take care of all type of children in our schools, especially those children with several or different disabilities. So we have to sensitize, you have to mobilize the community so that everybody understands what should be done for them.
By implementing this policy, Cameroon aimed to create a more inclusive, equitable education system, providing opportunities for all learners to succeed. The occasion was attended by various educational boards.
Honorable Daniel Ngale, Member of Parliament for Bamuso, has awarded scholarship packages to 42 students. This initiative, now in its 5th edition, aims to support education in his constituency and ensure no child is left behind. Report.
Honorable Daniel Ngale is steadily matching his words with action, delivering on the promise he made upon taking office as the Member of Parliament for Bamusu to prioritize education across his constituency. This commitment was once again demonstrated over the weekend as 42 deserving pupils and students from the Bamusu subdivision received scholarship packages. Each child was awarded 50,000 CFA francs, bringing the total financial support to 2 million francs CFE. The beneficiaries were carefully selected on merit from across the 21 villages that make up the 4 clans of Bamusu municipality to ease their resumption for the 2025-2026 academic year.
What you do and do what you say. This is to say that no matter what challenges come to you as a politician, always see that you meet your promises.
This scholarship initiative, now in its 5th edition, was born in the heart of the Anglophone crisis 5 years ago. Honorable Ngale introduced it as a lifeline to support struggling parents, lessen the financial weight caused by insecurity, and ensure that no child is left behind in the pursuit of education. The scholarship handover ceremony was graced by key dignitaries, including the Divisional Officer of Bamusu, Cho Leonard, the mayor, CPDM militants, traditional rulers, elites, and parents. All in attendance lauded the MP's consistent efforts and echoed the need for a full and safe resumption of school activities in the municipality.
For the initiative that he has taken to support us, to support our children to go to school, we are able to pay our children fees, buy their books because of this scholarship.
Speaking during the ceremony, Honorable Ngale reminded the public that the youth are the future of Cameroon, and for that future to be meaningful, education must remain the foundation. He called for responsible use of the funds by parents and students alike.
Emphasis on education, because education is the key to the world. I myself, I happen to be an inspector of education and a principal of teacher training college. So I know what education means. I am giving these children, in support to their parents, the key to the world. What we are telling the children and their parents is to use the money judiciously.
The 42 beneficiaries expressed gratitude and vowed to work hard in school as a way of honoring the investment made in them.
I feel extremely happy about the scholarship, and the money is going to help me to sort out my school fee, some of my bills.
The event ended with a strong appeal for the people of Bamusu to rally behind transformational leadership and continue supporting initiatives that prioritize education, the key to unlocking the full potential of the Bamusu municipality and the wider Bakassi Peninsula.
And we have this press release coming in from the Ministry of Defense, which reads, "The Ministry of Defense hereby informs on 25th August 2025, a fire brigade rescue team dispatched to extinguish a raging inferno in the New Bell district of Douala, more precisely in a place known as Foyer Banjun, was the target of exceptionally serious acts of assault. Individuals who were clearly hostile after blocking access to the scene of the fire caused significant material damage to a rescue vehicle that had been acquired at great expense, endangering the physical integrity of the personnel involved. This senseless and unacceptable violence is likely to significantly undermine the bond of trust between firefighters and a certain uncivilized faction of the population. The Ministry of Defense expresses its indignation at this unacceptable behavior against firefighters and service members as a whole. Appropriate legal action will be systematically taken against such behavior, which is likely to compromise the essential and valuable link between the Army and the nation. Navy signed Navy Captain Atonfak Ngemo Cyril Serge. And now let's talk something else, as the 16-year-old Ngole Nguengeng Therese living with severe language and mobility disability in Kribi 2 municipality faces a critical medical condition and her family cannot afford to address. This highlights the challenges of emotional toll faced by families who are caring for loved ones with critical health issues. The family pleads with the public and persons of goodwill to come to their aid. Let's watch.
Living with disabilities has never been an easy nut to crack, as most at times, persons living with disabilities are unable to participate in some activities. In Dumbe Quarter in Kribi 2 municipality, 16-year-old Ngole Ngoyen Therese faces the immense challenges of severe language and mobility disabilities. Despite her young age, she cannot speak and is in need of urgent medical attention. Ngole struggles with a significant medical issue. A bone on her leg has misaligned and grown into the surrounding flesh, requiring surgery to correct it. Unfortunately, her family lacks the financial means to cover this critical operation, leaving them in a state of despair. There is a bone in her leg that is not well positioned, but rather entered the flesh. An operation has to be done on the leg to bring the bone back to its position. Caring for a child with chronic health issues often leads to feelings of hopelessness for families who may face neglect, mounting costs, and the burden of having caregivers unable to work full-time. I call on everyone of goodwill to help this little girl who is 16 years old and wants to walk on her 2 feet. The emotional toll on family members can be substantial as they navigate shock, denial, anger, and sadness in response to their child's condition.
And on to these other information, 2 gangs of alleged scammers were presented to the press this Tuesday, September 2, 2025 in Yaoundé. The event took place at the Central Police Station number 1. They were arrested for an attempted scam and a confirmed case of fraud involving nearly 15 million CFA francs. The suspects operate in Douala and Bokoti. Let's now listen to an excerpt from the Divisional Commissioner.
The first victim was Mrs. Ngameni Elise, and she lost more than 15,300,000 francs. That means that Ngameni Elise gave 15,300,000 francs to Kamga, Fotepin Dieudonné, Ndike Robert Patrick, and Domge Jean-Marie. That is the group we arrested at the level of Douala. The second group is the group that tried to take money to Ombiono Jean-Marie, it is the victim, but they could not afford to take enough money, and Ombiono knew with some details that he saw with them that they were not clear, and he contacted us so that we afford to arrest them. Any proposal of easy money, you can be sure that most of the time you have to face to swindlers. So we must avoid all the proposals for easy money. I want also to invite Cameroonians to collaborate with us. When we are informed, we have the means that have been given to us by the hierarchy to fight against criminality.
And that information takes us to the end of tonight's edition of the 7 p.m. news. But before we go, a recap of our headlines. A presidential decree convening the electoral colleges had been made public, and regional elections in Cameroon would hold on November 30, 2025. A retrospect of the past 5 years since the election held was looked at in this newscast. And a 3-day workshop kicked off in Yaoundé this 2nd September to strategize on how to better tackle challenges in the area of road development. The workshop was pioneered by Minister Emmanuel Nganou-Njumesi. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for your keen attention. That takes us to the end of this edition. Thank you very much and stay in the company of our programs. Have a good evening.
Le centre de médecine traditionnelle Dr Moussa Ambrose Modern Herbal Clinic vient aujourd'hui une fois de plus pour mettre face à face avec vos problèmes de santé. Nous sortons fraîchement d'une campagne où nous avons parlé des problèmes prostatiques. Nous avons parlé des problèmes liés à la prostate. Nous avons parlé des personnes du 3e âge. Et il était question pour nous de rappeler à tous ceux-là qui souffrent de la prostatique, à tous ceux-là qui souffrent des problèmes liés à la prostate, que vos souffrances ont désormais une fin. Vous avez désormais une solution à tous vos problèmes liés à la prostate. Le centre de médecine traditionnelle Dr Moussa Ambrose Modern Herbal Clinic vient donc vous donner un peu du sourire. Parce qu'en fait, quand je vois ce vieux papa aujourd'hui, qui, en dehors de porter le poids de son âge, doit porter le poids d'une sonde qu'il traîne mal. Je me rappelle ce papa que j'ai reçu hier, qui traîne une sonde depuis 15 ans. Je pleure. J'ai des larmes aux yeux. Et c'est pour ça que je reviens aujourd'hui pour vous reparler des problèmes de la prostatite. Une personne qui urine fréquemment, une personne qui urine plusieurs fois la nuit, pendant la nuit vous vous retrouvez à sortir 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fois pour aller faire pipi, c'est un problème. Une personne qui a le jet d'urine très faible, ça veut dire que vous sentez comment votre vessie urinaire s'appuie, elle est pleine, les urines veulent sortir, mais lorsque vous retirez votre verge, il faut encore attendre quelques minutes avant que les urines ne commencent à sortir. Une personne qui a le jet d'urine trop lent, une personne qui à chaque fois après avoir uriné, vous avez cette sensation de ne pas avoir vidé votre vessie urinaire. Soit cette personne qui urine, les 2, 3, 4, 5 premiers bouts d'urine tombent sur place entre les pieds. Les urines, ou alors le premier jet d'urine, ils sont éparpillés, ils sont comme l'arrosoir. Soit également, vous avez des douleurs au bas-ventre qui migrent jusqu'à vos reins. Soit vous avez des problèmes d'érection. Il y a des hommes parmi ces papas-là qui ne peuvent plus garder une érection pendant longtemps. Même quand vous êtes excité, vous sentez que votre érection n'est pas rigide, votre érection n'est pas solide. Et quelquefois, quand vous pénétrez la femme, pendant les mouvements 1, 2, entrée, sortie, 2, 3 fois, vous sentez que vous êtes en train de perdre votre virilité. Vous sentez que vous êtes en train de perdre votre érection. Et quelquefois, vous perdez totalement l'érection, même sans avoir éjaculé. Quelquefois, quelquefois, même quand vous éjaculez, vous considérez que vous éjaculez avec du sang, il y a du sang dans vos spermes. Ou alors, vous urinez, vous considérez qu'il y a du sang dans vos urines. Si vous ressentez tous ces problèmes, je dis bien, une personne qui urine plusieurs fois, surtout la nuit, une personne qui a le jet d'urine faible, vous voulez uriner, mais vous sentez que les urines sortent très lentement. Quelquefois, vous êtes obligé d'appuyer votre vessie urinaire ou alors de pousser, de forcer les urines pour les amener à sortir. Soit quand vous urinez, vous considérez les 2, 3, 4, 5 premières gouttes d'urine là, ça tombe sur place entre les pieds. Soit le jet d'urine sort éparpillé, soit vous faites des urines mélangées de sang, vous éjaculez, votre sperme est mélangé avec du sang. Je vous le dis encore pour une dernière fois. Le centre de médecine traditionnelle, Dr Moussa Ambrose Modern Herbal Clinic, vient aujourd'hui mettre fin à vos souffrances. Le papa qui est sous la sonde depuis 10 ans, depuis 15 ans, nous venons aujourd'hui avec le traitement que nous mettons à votre disposition à partir du 3e, 4e ou 5e jour ou trop. Vous allez vous faire enlever votre sonde. Vous allez uriner normalement par la voie basse. Nous vous mettons à défi. Une personne qui n'a plus d'érection, une personne qui a le jet d'urine faible, une personne qui a une douleur au bas-ventre, vous avez un besoin fréquent d'uriner, n'hésitez pas. Aujourd'hui, la Dr Moussa Ambrose Modern Herbal Clinic vient mettre à votre disposition un traitement qui varie de 6 à 10 jours. 11 jours, c'est des cas extrêmement chroniques. Je dis bien que chez nous, le traitement varie de 6 à 10 jours et 11 jours pour les cas extrêmement chroniques. Mettez-nous à l'épreuve et je peux vous rassurer que vous ne serez pas déçus. L'époque où les gens mouraient avec les maladies parce qu'il n'y avait pas de remède est dépassée. Et quand j'ai dit ceci, il y a certains patients, selon la dernière campagne, qui nous appellent docteur, je souffre de la prostate, le traitement c'est combien? Non, je voudrais déjà vous dire que la prostate n'est pas une maladie, mais c'est un organe de notre corps. Et le traitement varie d'un patient à un autre en fonction des paramètres de chacun. Donc ce que vous avez à faire, c'est de vous rapprocher de nos services. Expliquez votre problème tel que vous le ressentez. C'est au terme de vos explications donc, que nous allons poser un diagnostic, savoir de quoi vous souffrez, connaître le traitement, prescrire le traitement qui va vous soigner. Et c'est dès que lorsque nous avons prescrit ce traitement que nous pouvons savoir combien votre traitement va vous coûter. Mais je peux vous rassurer que dans un cas comme dans l'autre, dans tous les cas, l'argent ne peut pas être un frein pour votre guérison.
Retrouvez les cliniques du Dr Moussa à Yaoundé, Madagascar, carrefour de la mission catholique, en face de la station Alcom Petroleum, Balmayo, Newtown, Stade Bar, en face de la Quincaillerie Junior, à Bétois, Colbicon, même immeuble que Express Union, à Douala, marché Makepe Misoke, à l'immeuble Emmaüs.
Je voudrais rappeler ici, à l'intention de tous ceux qui ne sont pas dans les villes où nous sommes représentés, que la distance également ne peut pas être un frein pour votre guérison. Désormais, nous faisons des consultations en ligne. Contactez-nous tout simplement. Et vous pouvez avoir la certitude que tous vos problèmes ne seront plus qu'un triste souvenir. Nous répondons au numéro de téléphone 699 02 67 23 677 960 138. Contactez-nous et avec le docteur Moussa, votre guérison n'est plus qu'une question d'heure. Je vous remercie.
Et le docteur Moussa, 699 02 67 23 ou encore au 677 96 01 38. Avec le docteur Moussa, votre guérison n'est plus qu'une question d'heure.
Bonjour aux chers apprenants, bonjour chers téléspectateurs, bonjour à toute l'équipe en studio. Nous sommes très ravis de vous retrouver tous les matins de lundi à vendredi dans notre émission Initiation à l'informatique. Chers apprenants, permettez-moi de dire un bonjour particulier à tous nos apprenants de l'IAI Cameroun, aux représentants résidents de l'IAI Cameroun, son excellence Armand Claude Abanda, au PDG d'Info TV, et un bonjour très particulier à nos apprenants d'info, M. Tchane Joseph, qui est déjà devant son petit écran pour suivre les cours d'initiation en informatique. Je dis également bonjour à tous les apprenants de Mbayengo, tous les enseignants de l'école publique de Mbayengo 1 qui nous suivent aussi en direct et prennent souvent 30 minutes pour nos cours d'initiation à l'informatique. Bonjour Private.
Bonjour Pulchérie.
Comment vas-tu ce matin?
Je vais très bien, merci.
Wow, tu passes vraiment une semaine en rose hein, depuis lundi, ça va. Et tu as toujours le sourire.
C'est le bon Dieu qui veille. Hein.
Ah bon?
Voilà.
Alors, chers apprenants, nous allons poursuivre notre leçon d'hier. Nous travaillons sur le public postage. J'espère que Private va revenir parce que hier, il nous disait pour réaliser le public postage, il y a 6 étapes et nous nous sommes arrêtés à 3. Comme il est de bonne humeur et ça va sur lui, tout va pour le mieux.